Hey YouTube, welcome back to Axis and Allies, the Garrison. This is Detroit once again coming to you with another episode from the bunker here in Rochelle Park, New Jersey. Welcome back to Axis and Allies, the Garrison. So I would like to take this opportunity to make an announcement, and that is starting February 1st, we'll be starting our second season of the Axis and Allies YouTube Wars. Okay, so it is definitely going to be an interesting event. What's going to happen is at this time we're going to turn the tables around. The former allies will be the Axis, and the former Axis are going to play as the allies. So the allies are going to be basically Sire Blood, VK Cowboy, and G.I. Joe. They're going to be playing as the allies. Now, I'm not quite certain yet what country is going to be taken by whom, but for now, that's going to be the layout. They are going to be playing with the allies. Now, the Axis powers, unfortunately, there is a slight change. Basically, War Torn and Corporal 24 will not be participating this time around for personal reasons. I bet that they're just busy with life in general. So instead, in their stead, we're going to be, we reached out to Hilltop, who will be playing with Italy instead. Okay, so Hilltop will be Italy. Dutch Lancaster will be in command of the Third Reich, Germany, and I'll be in command of the Empire of the Rising Sun, Japan. Okay, so that's the general layout or breakdown for both sides. So I figure that it's a good time to make this announcement since we're like about 3 weeks away now from February 1st, where we'll kick off the first game of the YouTube Wars. Okay, so it is season 2. But I'm going to claim it's actually the third game of the YouTube Wars series that is currently being played, because the other game, the second YouTube Wars game, is being played currently by another group of players. All right, so the other thing that I would like to talk to you guys about is in reference to the actual format of using social media and YouTube as a playing a form or a platform to play Axis and Allies using modern technology. Okay, I've been back and forth with a few people who keep on asking me about the YouTube Wars and how they can play using social media. Okay, so it just occurred to me that I had never actually made a video explaining to you folks, to you, the YouTube community in general, on how it is that you can go about playing YouTube, using YouTube as a playing platform. Okay, so it's not easy, but it's not hard either. With a little practice, you guys can also use YouTube as a playing platform. Just a couple of tips and pointers, a couple of hinters that I think you guys will benefit from. Okay, so I think it's essential for any play group to have a system where trust is a must. Okay, so or basically to go by the honor system. The guys that you're playing with must be stand-up individuals. The people that you're playing with, whether it be your allies or your opponents, must be guys or individuals of character, people that are not going to cheat. Okay, because there is a certain level, there's an element of honor and ethics that has to be used when using social media as a platform, in particular YouTube and other means, whether it be email, WhatsApp, YouTube, whatever else is out there. So any game can lend itself to be cheated. Okay, it doesn't matter. It doesn't only have to be while you're playing the YouTube Wars. Any game can be cheated upon. The way I see it is, being trustworthy is like credit. It's like money in the bank. Okay, if you as my opponent are cheating, okay, I automatically lose that trust. Okay, so you lose credibility, and hence your credit rating kind of goes down. So it's essential that the folks that are playing be ethical and that they utilize the honor system where, you know, cheating is just not allowed or not permitted at all. Okay, I'm not saying that we've had any issues here in the past in the YouTube Wars. Honestly, the guys that we played with are stand-up guys. They are guys that I honestly would play again and again because I just have not experienced that at all. But I figure that it's something that must be mentioned for those of you who are interested in playing, okay? So that's something that must be addressed. Secondly, as my good friend VK Cowboy said to me when I first started playing, have fun. Don't take the game too seriously, guys. You know, if you're winning, awesome. Enjoy the game. It's a great thing. If you're losing, so what? It's a game, okay? It's a game. Listen, I am as competitive as the guy next, as my opponent or the guy next to me, okay? I am as competitive as they are. But we cannot lose track of things, okay? This is a game and it must be kept to that level, okay? So don't forget to have fun, okay? So, a couple of tips as far as how you can, you know, on how to go about recording the game as you make your moves. For starters, okay, plan out your game in advance, okay? If you start making if you start playing your game, okay, and you're recording your moves and you're talking, you're doing an audio component to your video, this is not the time for you to think about what your moves are going to be, okay? This is not the time to think, oh, hold on, guys, let me think. I have a lot of things to do. This is not the time. Prior to making your video, you should have a general idea of where you're going, what your strategy is, what your tactics are going to be, what your purchases are going to be, and where your newly placed units are going to be placed, okay? You know, the reason is this can be, it can take some time to record one of these videos, okay? So my suggestion is make the video concise, make the video as compact as possible, and do not waste your time and your viewers' times and your allies and your opponents' time by now it's time to think, okay? So before the game starts, plan ahead. This way, it's a much more compact, shorter video that you're putting out there, okay? So as far as camera work, okay, few tips, okay? Definitely refrain from recording videos far away from your map or your game table, okay? If you're recording from 3 feet away, that's way too far. 3 feet away, you say, that's not far. Well, it is, okay? It is far. You should, when recording your videos and showing your movements, you should zoom in as close as possible. I suggest maybe 8 to 10 inches away from the actual play surface of your map or your game table. This way, everybody can see where your units are coming from, the number of units, and where they're going to, okay? While you're doing this, you also want to enunciate, very important, enunciate the movements, the territory, actually name out, say the name of the territory where the units are coming from, the number and types of units, and the territory that those units are being moved into. Name, number, and types of units, and the name of the territory where those units are ending up in. This is essential, okay? Because remember, folks, you guys, when you're recording the video, you know what's going on. Your opponent and your teammates and your viewers do not know what you're talking about. So by you enunciating and by saying, these units are coming from such and such territory, X number of units, X types of units, and the final placement of units to the territory that they went to is essential. It's an essential component. Okay, another thing. Avoid jerky movements. You know, if you have your camera per se, all right, and let's assume this flash card is my camera, and I do this. Jesus, you just rock my world. I get dizzy. When you're moving that cell phone camera or camera, whatever item you're using to record your video, it has to be a smooth, steady movement, okay? Same thing when you're zooming out, zooming in, and panning, okay? Same thing. It's got to be a slow movement. This way your viewers can see what's going on. Nothing gets blurry. Everything is nice, clear, and crisp and concise. It makes viewing your videos much more pleasurable and a joy to look at. Okay, I hate when you know, it sometimes happens. I have done it myself, and I catch myself when I'm watching my own videos, and I see that I make these jerky movements, and I pan out too quickly, or I zoom in too quickly, or pan out fast. I'm like, John, Detroit, what the heck are you thinking about? And of course, I understand it's a, you know, I catch myself, and it's very easy to fall the trap where you're not thinking about all these components to recording your video. So it's essential that you catch yourself while recording, okay, your videos. Okay, another thing, to something that's very, very important, okay, when making your videos, guys, your lighting, okay. Your lighting must be on par to the quality of your camera work. Your game board must be very, very well lit, okay? If your game board is not well lit, I don't care how good your camera work is, your viewers and your opponents and your allies are not going to understand what you're doing on the board, okay? So it's essential. It's critical. It's a critical component that your lighting in your game room or your play area be excellent, okay? I have a policy here at the Garrison, and that is that on my game board, on my tabletop, I am to see no shadows. If I see a shadow, I have an issue, okay? And those of you who have been here at the, excuse me, those of you who have been here at the Garrison know very well that lighting is excellent here, and that you will not even see a single shadow on my game table. And that just makes it so much more appealing for those of you, or your viewers who are watching your game as your recap. Okay. All right. So what else? What am I thinking here that I may be forgetting? I wrote down a couple of notes this way I wouldn't forget. So yes, pan out your game in advance, camera work, stability. Okay, mentioned that. Okay, so another thing is there will be times, especially during big battles, okay, that you'll find yourself in a situation where you don't know what the casualties should be, especially in naval battles where you have aircraft attacking submarines and destroyers may be involved, or are you going to damage your carriers? Are you going to damage a battleship? So you find yourself in a predicament and you're like, what do I do? Okay. The answer to this problem is easy. Before you start recording your video, what you simply got to do is reach out to your opponent. Ask them, hey, I'm going to attack the Japanese Navy or fleet in Sea Zone 6. What do you want me to do with your carriers? What should be the order of battle? What casualties you want to take out? Do you want me to damage your battleships? Do you want me to damage your carriers? What is the pecking order? It's essential. This must be done in order for you to proceed effectively, okay? Having said that, this must be done prior to you making your video, okay? So it's essential. Another thing that I was forgetting to mention is that at the end of your video, okay, you must make a recap video, okay? Literally. And this is something that I learned from VK Cowboy. He actually emphasized this a lot, okay? Sometimes during the recording process, you may not clearly enunciate or show what the movements are throughout the battle board, okay, or the game board. So at the end, just when you've done everything, okay, and you completed the entire all the movements of your pieces, and you've placed your newly purchased units and you collect your income, now you enunciate, you verbally go over every single territory that your country has, and you enunciate the number and types of units that are in that specific territory, and you have to go over every single territory that you have. And this is critical. This is critical because this is your safety net. This is where you know or you announce to your opponents and your allies and your viewers what the final locations are of all your units, okay? It's essential that you do this, okay? Also, something else that we have, it kind of evolved during the last season. We actually started up two different WhatsApp chats. We had a no strategy chat. Okay, in the no strategy chat, excuse me, um, was a chat in the WhatsApp social media application where all of those participating in the game were involved. In this particular chat, we did not talk strategy. Basically, we used this chat just to talk about the game, give a heads up to our opponents and our allies about certain situations, or where you just shoot the breeze and talk about BS. Okay, right? So that's something that we did just to kind of keep in touch with our allies and our opponents. It's what we call a no strategy chat. Okay, now then we have a separate chat that is your allies chat. Okay, and that chat is just strictly for your allies, and your opponents should do the same. They should have a second chat of their own. Okay, where you can talk about strategy and you can you can machinate and you can plan and you could talk about strategy and everything that has to do with the actual gameplay. Okay, and that is something that I find was very essential during our last YouTube wars. Okay, so we definitely had a blast doing that. Okay, so you know what? I think I've covered the most important components or aspects of the YouTube wars. Those are the basic principles and pointers and tips that I could provide you with. I'm sure I'm forgetting a few more, and maybe my fellow YouTube wars gamers may help me by pointing out a few things in the commentaries. What is it below the what is it? This video. So. Go ahead. If you feel that I missed something, please let me know. Okay. So also, just one thing, guys, let me mention that the last YouTube Wars was, I consider to be very, very successful. I happen to have checked my analytics for my YouTube channel. And during the past 3 months of September, October, no, correction, October, late September, October, November, and early December, those were the months that we played the YouTube Wars here in this channel. I had over close to 100,000 minutes viewed, which is an amazing number. Okay, close to 100,000 minutes viewed according to my analytics. Absolutely amazing. Okay, of course that a lot of that viewership also went to my other videos that I had posted in the past. But I can guarantee you, okay, that the vast majority of the views, went to the YouTube Wars. So I consider the YouTube Wars a very successful. Okay, so I know that there is a market out there. I know there is an interest out there. I know guys are just itching. Guys are dying to play, but they lack the will and they're a little bit unsure on how to go about playing the YouTube Wars using social media as a playing platform. So, if you guys are out there and you're watching this video and you're hesitating and you're out there having a difficult time, you happen to live in a region or a place or a town where you're having a difficult time finding other folks to play with, I keep on insisting, give social media a chance. Use YouTube as a playing platform. Use WhatsApp as a playing platform. Every day I'm contacted by guys who ask me questions. Hey, Detroit, how can I go about playing? What can I do? How do I do this? So I figured, and that's the reason why I made this video. And then I figured that it would be a good thing to create a video where I give a few pointers and tips on how to go about playing Axis and Allies using YouTube as a playing platform. And again, don't forget to have fun. You are going to make mistakes. Mistakes will happen. Okay, it is what it is, and you will learn. I still make mistakes. I make plenty of mistakes. Okay, but you have to try, play, and you will see that it gets easier the more you do it, and it does get easier, and it becomes second nature after a while. All right, so yeah, guys, that's about it. I hope that these tips and pointers hit home, and that you guys will not be afraid of using YouTube as a playing platform. By the way, I'm working on making my T-shirts. As you can see, it's still a work in progress here, but little German insignia here, a couple, little flag, my Axis and Allies roundels. I figured I'd create my own T-shirt for a Garrison T-shirt for fun. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope you found it helpful and interesting. And as always, I look forward to your commentaries. Let me know. Don't forget to bunker down and play.